Bulavinaka, Namaste, and good morning. I'd like to warmly welcome the Attorney General, Mr. Siromi Turanga, and the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat, Mr. Henry Puna. And just running through the program before I hand it over for the welcome, we have Mr. Puna as guest speaker to speak on media freedom, followed by the Attorney General, who will deliver the keynote address. And then we then have a video message from the PINA President. Following that, apologies from Mr. Puna. He has another engagement and he will depart. However, we'll then set up for the panel discussion and for the Q&A with the Attorney General and the selected representatives from the Fijian Media Association, Fiji Media Council, Women in Media, to be part of that discussion. At this time, I call upon the General Secretary of the Fijian Media Association, Stanley Simpson, to welcome our guests. Thank you.
Manaka Vijay, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Honorable Siromi Turanga. The Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General, Mr. Henry Puna, Media Council of PNG President Neville Choi, who's joining us online, the Chairperson of the Fiji Media Council, Agatha Ferre, Fiji Media Association executives, members, friends of the media who are here today. Today we mark World Press Freedom Day, a day of call to action for the independence of the media and the protection of journalists. A day that recognizes the vital role that a free and independent press plays in upholding the public's right to information and holding those in power accountable. The theme of this year's press for this year is A Press for the Planet, Journalism in the Face of the Environmental Crisis. As we celebrate this World Press Freedom Day, the digital revolution has totally transformed journalism. Reporters now have the tools and the apps and the technology to go live, multiple social media platforms at their disposal, enhancing their ability to cover stories from remote locations or during emergencies. This technology ensures timely and broad dissemination of crucial information. But as we tell these stories, with all our new technologies and our fancy digital tools, it is important to remember that ethical journalism is paramount. Journalists must navigate pressures and emotions while maintaining honesty and balance in their reports. This integrity is what builds public trust and fosters informed decision-making. Independent and well-resourced journalism is essential for effective reporting. Press freedom allows journalists to explore and expose issues without fear, ensuring that no critical information remains hidden and are contributing to a well-informed public. Many of you would have seen me cry tears of joy when this government threw the barbaric media laws in the rubbish bins of history. My hope is that upcoming journalists will bravely step into the light of this hard-fought freedom and boldly pursue the truth. One of the most difficult periods I know for many of us was when soldiers was entering our newsroom and censoring our reports of what we told the people of Fiji. That was one of the most difficult periods of media in this country. Thankfully, we've gone past that. We are now here, and we are honored to have with us the presence of one of the foremost leaders of the region in His Excellency, Mr. Henry Puna, and have with us in Mr. Honorable Siromi Turanga, the first cabinet minister who has celebrated a World Press Freedom Day with us in a very long time. Can we give a hand to that? And also, we have the chairperson of the revived Fiji Media Council, which was told to stop operations about 16 years ago. So let's celebrate that with a round of applause. So this is progress, and I'm excited. And I cannot wait to hear the panelists and the keynote speeches as we mark and celebrate World Press Freedom Day. Vinabalevu.
Thank you, Stanley, and I'd like to invite the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum. Thank you.
Attorney General and Minister for Justice for Fiji, the Honorable Siromi Turanga, Fiji Media Association Executive Council and members, Fiji Media Council representatives, co-sponsors of this event, the Asia Foundation and Pacific Island News Association, PINA, all friends of the media here today. Bula vinaka, kia orana, and thank you for the opportunity to join you in this important event. Thank you for the reminder that press freedom is not something to be remembered once a year, but every day. Indeed, it is one of the most necessary freedoms in the daily lives of billions across the planet. If I may add, it is the heartbeat of democracy. It is very powerful. Last Friday, I told a gathering of journalism students at USP, who will hopefully be joining you in future Press Freedom Days, that a strong, resilient, and thriving Pacific future for our people needs to have a strong, resilient, and thriving media. I was only echoing what our founding leaders had declared in the early years of the Forum, almost 2 decades before the first United Nations World Press Freedom Day, that effective communications and media work, sharing the decisions and discussions of the leaders' meetings, was absolutely essential and must be supported. That mandate, set by the first post-colonial wave of Pacific leaders, growing with their newly emerging nations, seeking strength from each other to drive economic growth, ocean stewardship, and human potential, has not changed at all. Our leaders wanted their hopes and decisions for the future of this region to be shared back to our Pacific peoples and to the whole world. They knew that a strong Pacific future is an informed Pacific future. This has not changed, nor will it change. And as the Forum family was growing, your own Pacific Island News and Broadcaster family was expanding too, also sharing a mandate for regional unity of the Pacific media family. In February this year, the Forum and PINA renewed our MOU partnership to cement our news and media partnership, serving today's 18 members of the Pacific Islands Forum family. The MOU was signed on February the 5th, an important anniversary, taking us back to the leaders' mandate to keep our Pacific people informed. February the 5th is the anniversary of the Tianiva vision of Pacific unity against corruption, endorsed by Pacific leaders who recognize that our prosperity, peace, and future depend on systems and leaders supporting accountability, integrity, and transparency. We hope to continue those Tianiva Talanoa sessions with you next February the 5th. But for now, may I thank you for my final celebration of press freedom as I complete my tenure as Forum Secretary General, and reiterate my sincere appreciation for the efforts of the national and regional media families you all represent. Friends, I have witnessed firsthand as a former leader, Forum Chair, and as your Secretary General for the Forum, that your efforts and time spent joining us at the Forum conferences, leaders' meetings, and regular press briefings bring nothing but credit to our Pacific way. Many among you have left me so impressed, sometimes a bit frustrated, but always respecting the need for journalists to have access to public figures, claiming our Pacific place on the world stage. My final humble request to you is this: more than ever, your work and leadership must be able to withstand the same level of scrutiny and standards which you apply to all others. Applying your industry standards of ethics and scrutiny will ensure you do your jobs well and that you honor and serve the public trust in your efforts. Vinaka Vakalevu, I wish you all the very best in today's discussions and for the future work of your media. May God bless you all is my prayer. Vinaka Vakalevu.
Thank you, Mr. Puna, for those encouraging words. Just before I invite the Attorney General, 1 year ago, we were going through trying times. There was a public consultation on whether the MIDA, Media Industry Development Authority decree, which then became an act, on whether it should stay or go, even whether some parts of it should stay or go. The test of the system was there was a public consultation held after a long time on whether we should have a media legislation. Some of us were part of that delegation, went up to Suvavau House, level 9, and we spoke about not having a legislation. The government listened. Attorney General's office prepared the repealing of the law, and just before Easter weekend last year, the MIDA was repealed in Parliament. And we'd like to thank you, as Stanley has highlighted, for the first time ever, for Media Freedom Day celebrations by Fiji Media Association, that we have the Attorney General coming to celebrate that with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable AG Siromi Turanga.
The Pacific Island Forum Secretariat, Secretary General Mr. Puna, the President of the PNG Media Council, the Fijian Media Association board members, Fijian Media Council, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mula binaka, namaste, and a very good morning to you all. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge and thank the Fijian Media Association board members for inviting me to be part of a World Press Freedom Day celebration this morning. It's truly an honor to be here. In the wise words of Ban Ki-moon, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, press freedom is not just important, it is fundamental. If journalists are not able to report truthfully, we cannot hold our government institutions accountable. World Press Freedom Day is a day designated by the United Nations to celebrate the fundamental principles of press freedom, assess the state of media freedom around the world, and pay tribute to journalists who have lost their lives in the line of their duty. I stand here today and acknowledge your perseverance, your commitment. Yes, I'm only able to be present as the first cabinet minister because of hard work. You have not wavered in the last 16 years. Despite the draconian laws, you did not keep silent. You kept members of Fiji, the public, and those abroad, and the whole world of what is really going on. Above all, you created the freedom. Mr. Vijay Ryan and your members, let's celebrate. Let's put a handshake and thank each and every one of you. Because of your hard work, we have come today to celebrate World Freedom Day. Can we just give a big thank you to all of you? Ladies and gentlemen, the press serves as a watchdog for society, tirelessly striving to hold those in power accountable too, to uncover truths and be the voice of the voiceless. Press freedom is not just a privilege, but a fundamental human right, essential for upholding democracy, fostering transparency, and promoting accountability. As we commemorate this day, we must acknowledge the challenge faced by the journalists worldwide. Too often, journalists are subjected to harassment, violence, intimidations, and some even deaths. while some are imprisoned for their courageous efforts to uncover truth and hold power to account. Many of you standing here today have been victims of yourselves while trying to cover and break stories. You have faced intimidation, threats, and even verbal and physical violence in your pursuit of truth and justice. Yet, despite these dangers, you remain undeterred in your commitment to a shining light on the issues that matter, even when the odds are stacked against you. A classic example of such a lens can be seen in the history of Fiji, where the Media Industry Development Authority, MIDA Act, was initially proclamated during the military regime that came into power after 2006 Fiji coup. MIDA established the Media Industry Development Authority, which regulated the media organizations and its media content in the country, what I would call the very dark days of Fiji. The Media Authority had its functions set out in Section 8, which, amongst other things, were to ensure the media services in Fiji were maintained at a high standard in all respect. Prior to its repeal, MIDA under Section 22 mandated that any media service must not include material which is against public interest or order, is against national interest, or creates communal discord. The law imposed several regulations on journalists, including restrictions on reporting government activities, with harsh penalties for breaches, including fines up to $100,000 or 2 years imprisonment, and journalists unable to report freely or share information with the public under the Fiji First government. I would like to acknowledge the journalists, publishers, and the media fraternity that risk their lives in publishing news articles and coverage against national interest or public order. When the coalition government came into power, we made a promise to the people of Fiji that we will revive this act, leading to its eventual repeal. The Media Industry Act 2010 was repealed by Parliament on the April 6th of last year, through a majority vote for the motion to repeal MIDA under the Parliamentary Standing Order 51. The repeal signifies a positive step towards media freedom in Fiji, aligning with the long-standing desire of media organizations to operate without government oppression. Ladies and gentlemen, an era indebted with information, the role of media as gatekeepers of truth and accountability cannot be overstated. Accurate reporting forms the bedrock of a well-informed society. It empowers individuals to make sound decisions, holds the powerful accountable, and fosters the trust between the public and the media. However, achieving accuracy requires diligence, integrity, and commitment to the truth. In the pursuit of accurate reporting, it is important to verify information through multiple credible sources. We must embrace skepticism without succumbing to cynicism, questioning not only the information itself, but also the motive behind its dissemination. Fact-checking and corroborating sources are indispensable tools in these endeavors, ensuring that what you report is not only the truth, but also contextually accurate. Yet, accuracy alone is not sufficient. You must report confidently, free from the shackles of fear or intimidation. This noble duty often requires courage in the face of adversity. Confidence in reporting stems from the deep-rooted belief in the importance of your mission. It arises from commitment to upholding the principles of journalistic and integrity, regardless of external pressure or threats. You must cultivate an unwavering resolve to speak truth to power, knowing that your words have the power to spark change and hold powerful accountable. In a world marked by polarization and echo chambers, you must strive to amplify marginalized voices and provide platform for diverse viewpoints. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not confuse confidence with arrogance. Humility is a virtue that reminds us of the fallibility of human perception and the importance of remaining open to correction. We must be willing to acknowledge and rectify mistakes, recognizing them as opportunities for growth rather than sources of shame. Accurate reporting and reporting confidently without fear are not merely professional obligations but moral imperatives. They are pillars upon which a vibrant democracy stands, safeguarding the public rights to know, ensuring truth triumphs over falsehood. Thank you and pinakabalian.
Thank you, Mr. Turanga, and would like to also acknowledge that the Attorney General has confirmed that he will also be part of the panel discussion, which we'll be having after this. To celebrate this special day, the Fijian Media Association acknowledges the funding support from the Pacific Islands News Association and also the Asia Foundation. And for hosting this event, we've also managed to ensure that after we finish the panel discussion, that we can have a networking event over lunch so that people can catch up and exchange ideas going forward as far as the media is concerned. Just the second part of the program, we'll have a panel discussion, and we will get ready for that. But before that, as I had earlier mentioned to you, that Mr. Puna has sought leave to finish off earlier as he has another engagement. So I'd like to thank the Secretary General for making time this morning to come and speak to us. So I'd like to acknowledge you, Mr. Puna, and if we can show our appreciation in the usual manner. Thank you. In 5 minutes, we'll just set up for the panel discussion, and then we'll start off. So our panel discussion, our panelist, as I've told you, is the Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Siromi Turanga, Fiji Media Association President, Rosita Mani Ndovi-Verata, FMA Vice President, Fred Wesley. We've got the Fiji Media Council Chair, Agatha Ferreira, Women in Media Fiji Representative Eva Danford, and Media Council of PNG President Neville Choi. The PNG Media Council will just make comments. As you would know, that in PNG, a similar plan is in place to bring in a media legislation, almost similar to the one that Fiji had. So we are working together with the PNG media family to ensure we ensure that it does not happen. So give us 5 minutes and we'll start off with our panel discussion. Thank you.